Strange to think that a week tonight I will already be in my new house in Wales. So the packing continues. Got quite a few boxes packed in the corner there. I have a lot more stuff than I thought. Just sorting out which bedding I'm taking and which I'm leaving behind. Now I was going to leave this chest. I don't know where I got this. I think I found it on the street. Because in London there's a culture of if you don't want something you put it outside and you can just take it. So I kept it, and in the bottom there's a load of books. And I was going to leave it behind, but I think I'm going to try and put it in the van. And over the last few weeks, Amber and Topsy have absolutely loved it. So I thought if I take it, then at least they've got something familiar to go to sleep in. Also, the landlord is buying new curtains. In fact, he's already bought them. £75 for a set of curtains. So he has said I can have these ones. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these down and just use them in the meantime, because the house hasn't got any curtains in at all. So I don't want to see, as much as I'm all about being free with your body, let's get to know the neighbours first before they start seeing your bits on a Sunday morning. So I will take these curtains and just tack them up. So I've got 4, 2 big ones and 2 small ones. So I'll have 2 small ones for the bedroom and 2 big ones for the downstairs rooms. So I've already got in my mind's eye where things are. The clock, that's going in the kitchen. It seems strange to even think of things like that. To even say things like that can go in the kitchen, this can go in the bathroom. Oh, and bathrooms. I was on the old TikTok today, which I'm a bit addicted to, and I need to get myself off it in the coming weeks. But I was on there and I found something rather useful. Yeah, I know, on TikTok. And it was about houseplants. And again, it just came to me. I can now start to have houseplants. I could have houseplants here, but it's different when you're sharing and you're not in your own space, So I thought I could have some houseplants for the bathroom, not for the kitchen. I don't like the idea of plants being in the kitchen, but the bathroom and maybe the living room and in one of the other rooms. But when we get there, I think the plan is I'm just going to live in one of the rooms adjacent to the bathroom and the kitchen, because when you have cats you don't want to expose them to too much too soon, because they get a bit overwhelmed by it all. So we're going to live in one of the rooms for about a week or 2, and then very slowly they will be exposed to the rest of the house. I'm even thinking about literally just living in one room by having, I don't have a bed yet. I don't know when I'm going to get one. So I might just put a mattress or camp bed and live on that, but in the one room. I've also got a table. A friend of mine gave me a nice little round 3-leafed table. So I'm already thinking that can go in the living room, but close to the kitchen, because there is no space in the kitchen for sitting down to eat. So make your food, bring it into the room, sort it. Oh, but I would like just to be there now. These last few days are just going to drag. I have to go down to Wales in 2 days' time to go and pick up the keys, to go and sign the forms and everything. And then I'm going to have a quick visit to the house then, because I've got one of these calming diffusers for the cats. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this in the bathroom or somewhere, because I've decided when we get there they're going to go straight into the bathroom. and they will live in there. Their toilet will be in the bathroom, and the food stuff and everything will be there for them. But I thought if I take this down a few days before, I could switch it on so when they get there, this apparently does, it sort of calms them down. It gives off a scent that is reminiscent of a mother cat. So hopefully it'll work, because it costs £20. So when we get there, the house should smell nice for me and smell nice for the cats. Somehow I'm going to have to try and demolish this in order to get it in the van. It must do, because it came in a small box, so there must be a way of doing it. So I'm just sorting the van out. This is the stuff I brought from the allotment, but it's not as big as I thought. I wanted to bring my chest of drawers, but I don't think there's going to be any space. So I am probably going to leave it behind. I can always pick up another set in the charity shop down there. One thing that I am taking, although it's a bit of a faff to try and sort them out, is all these bits of wire, because these are actually the old barn cloches that were featured in the Victorian kitchen garden, and these were sent to me by Plots to Plate. So I really want to take them with me. So they will definitely be going. It's just they're a bit of a pain in the bum to try and pack. I have a little bit of my own personal folklore that whatever the weather is on January the 1st will set the pattern for the summer. And this is January the 1st. Very quiet. So I've managed to put a lot of the stuff in. There's still a few more things, but I had underestimated how much stuff I've got. But the first thing I put in was the stuff from the kitchen. So at least I know I've got dishes and things to cook food. There is a lot of stuff for the garden, such as the gate and tools, which, you know, you might think leave them behind and take your personal belongings, but these tools, they're like friends. You know, I've had some of these tools, man and boy. So there's a few more things to go in, but this is where we are so far. I couldn't seem to figure out how to bring the bicycle down, so it's just gone in. This is why I allowed myself time in the last few weeks to go and see Rusty and go and say goodbye to people. Because on the day that you actually move, your head is so full of, I need to put this in the van, I need to pack this, I need to switch this off, that you just haven't got the headspace to think, right, well, I need to go and say goodbye to a few people. So I'm pleased by the way that I've done it. There are a few more people to say goodbye to in the local cafe, but I'm leaving them till last because they said come in at a certain time and we'll do something special. So I'm looking forward to that. That's why it's handy to do all this now, and then when I go to this little gathering I can relax and enjoy myself. Right, time for a cup of tea. I'm exhausted. It does feel quite quiet. Beautiful. It's strange. Now that I have packed up the van, okay, there's just one or two more boxes to go in, such as the computer. It's strange, but I feel like I could go now. But it won't be long, just a few more days. I think you get to a point when you pack and you're moving, you get to a point where you just want to be there now. And because I'll be staying in for about a week or two, just so that the cats can acclimatise, you can't take pets somewhere and then go out for the day. To be honest, I think I'll be exhausted. I can just see Gary from the allotments walking through the park. I wanted just to come for a stroll because my right knee is hurting a bit because I had to get in the van. So I just wanted to stroll. I thought the worst thing could be if I just sat down and didn't do anything else for the rest of the day. But yes, I'm ready now. I think when the day comes, I'll be so, I was going to say tunnel visioned, that it'll go quite fast. But because I am ready, because I've packed all my bags and stuff, then it'll just be a case of just walking out of the house, jumping in the van, and then I'll be off. So there's Catherine from the allotment there, like. They're all coming. There's Gary over there. A few years ago, this would have been an allotment committee meeting. Right, I'm going to have a quick word and I'll catch up with you in a bit. I've just put some stuff in by the allotment gate that I don't want. So I was just showing them what is available. It's a table and a sort of filing cabinet thing. That's what I'll miss. It's just bumping into people as you go out for a stroll. But the thing is, you can't live your life just for these little fleeting chats. You know, that's not fulfilling enough. 2024 is all about concentrating on myself for once. Getting myself fit and healthy and being at one with myself. Strange now, because I would normally go to Kenty or to the cafe, but it's New Year's Day and everywhere's closed, which I suppose this is what it's going to be like in Wales, because there are no cafes in my immediate village. Look how quiet the street is. And this is a quiet high street. I was quite surprised to see the buses are out. I didn't think there would be buses today. Almost reminds me of lockdown. When I first came to Sydenham, this was a pub. I think it was called the Two Halves or the Flying Halves. There was always a lot of trouble associated with it. But this was the major change across the way. In fact, it's quite nice to see it without all the flowers. Angie, the stall holder, even though it's nice to see her, it's good to see it quiet once in a while. Now, when I first came to Sydenham, you could drive down that street. That's gone now. In fact, the crossing was further down the street than it is now. It's been interesting to watch this Christmas tree over the festive period. These fake parcels at the bottom, they have disappeared one by one. I don't know if people think there are gifts inside them, but that is buried into the ground, so that is your all year round. Although the problem is, just take you back down, Christmas trees, the roots tend to go horizontal rather than down, so I'm amazed that it has survived this far. It's just off the high street. I'm just going for a little wander to waste some time. I've just noticed this house is for sale. I wonder how much that is. Oh, and look, I'm trying to find a bed for the new house. It's a pity there's no space in the van. That's the thing. In London, if people don't want something, they'll put it outside. And you're quite happy to just come and take it. In Wales, I don't think they have that. But look at that house. Beautiful. Oh, it's two, I think. It's two houses. But stunning. This is the sort of old part of Sydenham where they've got the old street lights that used to be the gas lamps. It's a nice part, this. Look at that. Behind that house there. They're trying to cram in some more houses. How many more people can we cram into these places? There's a nice selection of houses down here. This is what's regarded in Sydenham as the posh end. I was just thinking to myself, I need a shave. The problem is, I don't know what box I've put my equipment in, so it might have to stay until I get to Wales. The last thing to go in the van will be the cat's things, but the very last thing will be the kettle, so that it is the very first thing out of the van when we get to the destination. So I saw Gary in the park earlier, and I'm just about to head home. I've just bumped into Gary again, but we didn't talk that much because Gary and Jeff were meeting up in the pub on the night before I leave, just to have a chat about the old days, and I'll try and get a picture and just to say goodbye. It's exhausting work. I saw quite a few people are moving away. I've already said that in this video. Right. I've treated myself. The thing is, I don't want to buy too much food because I haven't got a fridge when I go to Wales. Although I have found something. While I was packing up the van, I found a little mini fridge. So hopefully that will do till I can afford a new fridge and a freezer. So I'm trying not to buy too much food. So today will be prime sausages with some potatoes. And a cup of tea. It's been a very mild winter, but today there's a bit of a nip in the air. So who knows, maybe winter will come. Well, this is the thing now, I don't know what the seasons are like in Wales. Traditionally, we would have snow January and February, even into March. Right, let's have that cup of tea. Oh. I've just been to Forest Hill. It's a bit of a tradition that I get this calendar at the start of every year, and when I go to Wales I'm going to be less reliant on electrical stuff, so I thought I'll bring back an old family tradition. My cousin bought this for 20-30 years, and it's very good for just writing appointments down and, well, just for keeping a track of things. And it's a lot better to have it on the wall because then you know where you are and what you're doing. So it is raining today. I feel like I'm already in Wales, but I'm not just yet. That's me. I'm still in the middle of packing my stuff. It just seems to be going on and on and on. Last night I was watching a drama on ITV about the post office scandal. Very good drama, but there was a scene there where they were in Temple, which is on the embankment, Blackfriars Way, you know, the way that the place where we went to go and visit last week down in Fleet Street. And there was this one shot of the character running along the embankment with the London Eye in the background. And all of a sudden I just burst out into tears. And I did start thinking, is this the right move? Am I doing the right thing? Which then got me thinking, why am I actually doing this? And ultimately it's because I can't afford to be here. And I think it's because I know I've come to the end of the line here. Just London doesn't give me what I had in the beginning. And yes, it's only 50, but I do want a different pace of life. And in London you just can't seem to. The lockdown was fantastic because everything was slowed down. And I think that's what I want. A slower life. Walking up the woods and enjoying all that. Oh, it's a bit windy today, I must say. So yes, I am just meandering now. But I thought that was interesting, that reaction last night. Just caught me unawares. Anyway, let's go and warm up with a cup of tea. Just can't get over how quiet it is. Anyway, it's time for dinner now, so I'm going to pop round to the cafe. Oh, this will probably be my last visit.
Happy New Year and a good life to you.
There you go. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And then we'll keep in touch. Every Christmas you might get a little Happy Christmas. That's what Roger gets.
Yes. So I'm currently in Hammersmith and I'm waiting for a bus because I have to pop to Wales just for a few hours to pick up the keys to the new house and sign the contract. Then I'm coming back to London today and then leaving in a few days with the van and the cats. Typical, isn't it? Decided to go up to the high street to get some food. It's now started raining, although it does feel a bit sleety. Now, we finally got a date. because I didn't know whether it was going to be tomorrow or the day after, but it's been confirmed we're going Saturday morning. So, and a friend of mine tells me, who travels up and down to Wales, Saturday is a better day to travel as opposed to a Friday. Fridays are quite busy apparently. So that is it. Still got a few things left to go in the van, so there's no mad rush to do it today. But I'm meeting Jeff and Gary tonight in the pub to say our goodbyes, and then tomorrow then will be a nice relaxed day, just put in the last bits in the van. So it's finally happening. I look back at my videos, and this journey, it sort of started all the way back in September, when I just had this feeling that I needed to sort out some boxes and throw stuff away. But the plan has actively been in place only a month ago, so it's all happened really quickly. So I'm popping up to Kenty's now because there's not a lot of food in the house, because I've run the food down. So there's enough for a meal for today and a meal for tomorrow. Saturday morning I'm off.
For sure.
I know you couldn't do without me, could you? Saturday morning. So I'll have a cup of tea and a chicken, please, George. Well, it's the night before I leave, and it has done nothing but rain all day, and even the pavements are flooded. But I wanted to meet up with two people and say goodbye to them, and I wanted these people to be the last ones that I saw, because they were one of the first ones I met when I first came to this area about 15 years ago, and that is Jeff and Gary. So we're going to meet up in the pub and have a drink. So I will take a few pictures and I'll put them up on the video so that you can join in and have a drink with us. Like they say, you always leave the best friends until the last. Two friendly, smiley faces before I go. So let's go to the pub. This time tomorrow, I'll be in Wales. So we're just in the last throes. The van is absolutely jam-packed, but there are still a few things to pack. And I'll leave the cats till the very last minute, and then we'll go. There's lots of books, far more books than I realised. So the allotment site next door is going to have a healthy injection into their library in the toilet there. There'll be loads of books. So if anybody is watching from the Sydenham area and you're a member of Shrewsbury Road allotment site, pop along to the toilet, and if there's any books you fancy, have them. Right, it's coming up to 3 o'clock, and I said to George I will pop up to Kenty's for one last final meal and say goodbye to them. And it's finished then. Wait for the car to come tomorrow and be gone. I met up with Jeff and Gary last night, and it was great to see them. We had a chat about the old times. But yes, the time is quickly coming to an end. In that recent storm we had, a lot of fences have fallen down, like this one here. Look at that garden, nice bit of space there, I must say. Okay, now. Well, that's it. Anybody that has meant something during my time here in London has been said goodbye to. And this is my final night. So the next time you see me will be in the van, heading to Wales to a new life. Well, here we go. It is the morning of the move. And as you can see, the van is well stocked. A beautiful day though, and they do promise some sunshine.